The First World War is over. The Austro-Hungarian Empire has been dissolved. Bratislava, formerly known as Pressburg or Pozsony, has changed from a border city of the Austro-Hungarian Empire to a prosperous cultural and political center of the Czechoslovak Republic. At this time it was a melting pot of different cultures and religions. Germans, Hungarians, Slovaks, Czechs and Jews all lived together in the city of 120,000 inhabitants. The Cathedral of St. Martin stood only meters away on the same street from the largest Jewish synagogue. The city prospered under its newfound importance, validating its significance as a cultural center of the Slovak nation. The Podhradie district, literally translating to below the castle, was at this time inhabited by many different peoples, from tradesmen to artists and ordinary people. While it did not hold the prestige of the old town, it was an important part of the city and alive with activity. This changed with the coming of the Second World War and the dissolution of Czechoslovakia. Suddenly Bratislava went from being in the fourth most powerful European country to the capital of a fascist-controlled puppet state. While its political influence increased and the inhabitants enjoyed a living standard higher than the surrounding countries, this political change had a profound negative impact on the populace. Like other fascist-occupied parts of Europe, people of Jewish and Roma descent were deported to concentration camps. This dark history heavily impacted the Podhradie district. The demographic changes led to a high poverty rate and negative impact on the whole area. The Second World War is over, and while Slovakia remained largely unscathed compared to other European countries, it now finds itself under communist control. The communist regime's outright disrespect for religion as well as history, paired with the high crime rate of the district, meant that the city government wished to hide this eyesore on the city instead of repairing it. Plans for a new bridge across the river Danube to connect the new Petržalka district were just too convenient. Petržalka, previously a small village on the Austrian side of the border, was to become a large housing project of 120,000 inhabitants to help new workers integrate into city life. Due to the sheer size of this district, 1/4 of the entire city's population at the time, a bridge connection was definitely necessary. However, its expansive, unnecessary and over-engineered ramps destroyed the entire district. This includes the loss of the historic synagogue as well as the majority of the houses in the area. Luckily, however, the old centre was mostly saved as well as the cathedral.
Tak vás tu máme, bratři, z krve Kainovi, po slové noci, která dozad bodá dýku. Tak vás tu máme, bratři, v noci Stalinovi, však ne tak jako včera, dnes už bez šeříků. Však díky za železné holubičky míru a díky za polibky z chutí hořkých mandlí, v krajině přelíbezné zavraždili víru. Na cestě rudé šípky, jako pomník padlých. Vám poděkování a vřelá obětí za provokování a střelbu do dětí.
In this section of the documentary, I will show you my propositions for a new district in this area, one that both respects the past and yet moves into the modern era. I will cover the inspiration that I've taken into account while designing this area. Furthermore, I will also show where I've looked at the mistakes of other cities and how I've learned from them. I will begin with the changes to the road infrastructure. On the complete east of the site, we have the old Rybné náměstí. This is the site of the old fish market, yet it serves no such purpose today. However, it is a popular spot due to its connection with the tram network and pedestrian zone. I recommend to demolish the ramps for northbound traffic. They're underused and create a block between the square and the future development site further west. I believe the traffic issues could be solved with a roundabout on the bridge as well as at the end of the off-ramps. This would allow vehicles from both north and southbound traffic to disembark the bridge at this place. I recommend to move the ramps for southbound traffic closer to the bridge itself to create more space for the new Podhradie development, especially more space for a new park that would connect the riverside to the Podhradie district, as well as creating a much needed recreational space and breathing room for this new development. Within the city centre park, I would hope for some smaller developments for restaurants, as well as a space that could be used for concerts or outdoors exhibitions. Furthermore, it should be well connected to the pedestrian street and the development on the north side, as well as with the riverside, using paths, crossings and perhaps a pedestrian cycle bridge. However, the side of the park facing the road should be isolated from the noise and traffic there. Yet this does not mean that it should be cut off from the street. Periodic gates could keep people safe inside, while providing with connections to the street. This should avoid the issues that were created in the Christie and Forsyth Street Park in New York, which killed off the surrounding streets due to a fence blocking access to the park. Directly north of this park, they have placed a circular square. This will go in place of the former off-ramp for northbound traffic. I hope that it will be surrounded by small commercial centres selling local souvenirs or food. The centre of this circular square should be a monument of some kind. I have placed a modern monument here as an example. However, the relocation of Moravý Stĺp could also be an option. I hope that this will create a landmark where people could meet and create a good connection between the Hvězdoslav Square, the new city centre park, and the Podhradie district. Between the off-ramps, I've designed a multifunctional building that would take up the negative space as well as serving several different purposes. This building could anchor the area and make sure that antisocial behavior is not rampant in darker spaces underneath the bridge. I believe that this would be a convenient underground car park in the center of the city, since there are no historic buildings nearby, and it would allow for expansive underground spaces. Furthermore, the ground floor could act as a regional tourist information center for both local people and foreign tourists as well. I think that it should have an orientation towards the cycling potential in Bratislava, especially on the other side of the Danube River and towards Děvín Castle. This is a convenient space that is located on both the riverside cycle route as well as the one crossing the bridge towards Petržalka and the old border cycle route that goes to Austria. This would create a better atmosphere for cycle tours in Bratislava. The last purpose that I've designed for this building is on the top floor. Here I'd place a covered bicycle park that is monitored 24/7. This would encourage more people to cycle to Bratislava as they would have a safe place to park their bicycle. This kind of building is common in other cities, for example Copenhagen and Lisbon. Now we move on to the actual housing development. I believe the development should remain within the limits and be respectful to the dimensions of the old houses that were previously there. I would also extend it up the hillside to allow more apartments to look out over the river and the new bridge. I believe that it needs to be a mixed-use development that allows for apartment living, commercial space, but also for office and working space, as well as creative space in the form of art studios. Commercial storefronts should connect all the streets together to make sure that the park is well served from the north side, thus giving people a reason to go there, similarly as with the Euroved development further downstream. Behind the development, I would like to create some of the gardens that were previously here. Similar to Prague's Palfiovská zahrada, this would create a quiet place for people to enjoy themselves, as well as an interesting tourist attraction. Furthermore, it would create a new way to get down from the castle more directly to the riverfront. Paths and stairs would be created that would lead up to the old castle gate. On the opposite side, they could lead to the rooftop restaurants or alleyways that would lead to the park. Further west along the development, a funicular system could be installed, similarly to Budapest or Prague. This would create a tourist attraction and a unique element among Slovak cities.